So as you could probably tell by the intro, welcome back to another episode of Road to 100. First of all, one apologies. I didn't bring out a video on Friday. That was a mixture between two things. I had a video planned and what I had coming for the video didn't arrive, so couldn't do it. And number two as well, I was really busy, so I couldn't even think of an alternative on the spot because I usually plan a little bit around my videos just to make sure I'm producing the best content possible and not giving you a bunch of gibberish and a bunch of the whole video. And yeah, sorry, that was my arm and ahs. Bit shit, yeah, I know. So what I've got here is, you probably saw by the intro anyway, I've got some turkey sausages, which I slightly overcooked. And that is not tahini, whatever you want to call it. That's macadamia nut butter. It's a bit watery, yeah, I know. Underneath it's olive oil. See, when you're doing carb backloading, well, that's obviously avocado and that's eggs. When you're doing carb backloading, the thing is, it's difficult to get a lot of fats without having somewhat the same things and maybe different sources. So I have some sort of nut or seed every single day. Then I have a lot of olive oil. I'm actually going to measure one day how much olive oil I actually drink, but I just top it on after I've actually cooked the food. I fry the food usually in coconut oil. Some people fry it in olive oil and they believe that because of the amount of what they called polyphenols in olive oil, it actually protects the fat from being oxidized. I do know one thing though, if you add like a vinegar when you're cooking something, say add a tiny bit of vinegar to a steak or tiny bit of vinegar to chicken or anything like that, anything you're frying, you do protect some of the fat from being oxidized and turns into like trans fats and stuff like that. So that's a tip that you might want to remember. Just a tiny bit of vinegar. Sometimes when I'm cooking like chicken, even if I'm doing keto, I put a tiny bit of balsamic vinegar on top, adds the flavor. And a balsamic vinegar, a tablespoon, is about 14 calories and probably about 1 or 2 grams of sugar, so pretty insignificant, and that will not kick you out of ketosis. I'm not trying to be in a constant state of ketosis, obviously, when I'm doing carb backloading, but I'm benefiting slightly out of it, benefiting out of getting more ketones, and I don't feel that energy spike and dip like I've explained before. So this macadamia nut butter you can get at Amazon. I'll drop the link in the link below. It's kind of not a butter. It's quite watery as you can see, but it tastes really good. It's great for adding to smoothies. It's good for like a sauce, but to spread on something, I'm not sure about that. To take a teaspoon or tablespoon off, unbelievable, perfect. And then I've got obviously my black chocolate for dessert. I'll have like 4 squares of this, and that's about 250 calories. And yeah, people say that this does have sugar in it. It does have a bit of sugar in it, but the amount of fiber I'm going to eat in a meal will hopefully balance out the sugar, and then it won't give me a huge insulin spike. Give me a tiny insulin spike, obviously, from the protein in the meal and everything else, but it won't kick me out of ketosis. I'm obviously not fasting today. Time is 11 minutes past 10. I have a stew on the boil. I'll show you that after this clip, but I'm going to eat this up. Today I've got a upper body workout planned. I'm doing upper and lower splits, and this one is going to be quite a lot different to one I've done in the past. I'm still recovering from that injury, still not 100 kilos, can you believe it? I actually went down a bit. I'm about 98 now in the morning instead of 99. I'm not sure how that, actually I know how that happened. Like last week I was feeling a bit, I wouldn't say unwell, but I didn't have an appetite. Do you know some weeks you get that where you just don't have an appetite at all? I had that and I just couldn't eat. I tried to eat and eat and eat. I was like, nah, this is not happening. And I even piled up my plate with a lot of carbs, like, and in the evening that was, and just tried to eat it. It took me about an hour to eat the carbs. Remember when I said I had that, it was actually in the last Road to 100 when I said I had that big bowl of rice, 300 grams of rice. You might say, oh yeah, if you try and eat 300 grams of rice, it's going to taste nasty. But it didn't taste that bad. It was just I couldn't eat it. I finished it in the end, but it took me 1 hour to finish that. Usually I could eat that in about 15, 20 minutes. And that's me trying to be a bit slow. So, like I said, eat this up. I'll show you my broth, my chicken broth, which is boiling as we speak. And then I'm going to get a trim at some point and do some work. I've got some paperwork and stuff to do. No actual training anyone today. That's all tomorrow, so I've got like 6 hours back to back of training. That's why I'm having a green tea instead of a coffee. I need to wake up at 7 tomorrow on a Saturday at 7. Is a bit difficult unless you've had like pretty much no caffeine. And this I'd say is probably about 40 milligrams of caffeine at a maximum. If I had a coffee now at 10, 11, 10, 11 minutes past 10. Probably wouldn't be able to sleep. I'm really caffeine sensitive. If I had pre-workout as well at 12:1, no chance. I remember one time when the Jack 3D was a thing, I took a scoop of Jack 3D and I didn't sleep like the whole night. I took it at like 11 or 12. And once I've taken pre-cage, which I do take or when I can, and I couldn't sleep as well. So I'll be saving that pre-workout for tomorrow at some point. And I might actually... No, today I'm just having a caffeine-free pre-workout. You almost tempted me to have a pre-workout just for the buzz, but this green tea will give me enough of a buzz. And this meal, give me the nutrients I need. Calories on the screen now, and obviously, if you've seen my future videos, hopefully you haven't seen my future videos, I haven't even seen them. My past videos, you can see about 4,200 calories a day. What my stew / soup looks like. It smells a lot better than it looks, I promise you now. It's a bit bland, but the chicken is boiling. They've got chicken drumsticks. It's important to use fatty chicken for this because that is the flavour. And when the bones boil, which they are, the gelatin's released from the bones as well into the soup. So it makes like a broth, like a chicken broth style. Yes, you won't even need much seasoning. I just put some thyme, black pepper, and then I put some garlic, fresh garlic and leeks in there. I would have usually put celery as well. I'll explain the soup a bit more when I'm eating it. Soup, stew, whatever you want to call it. It's boiling away. So it's been exactly 2 hours since I ate breakfast. I'm going to eat up again because I'm going to go out after this, get a haircut, and then go to Jess's to do some work. But majority of my work I do in my room. This is why I'm shooting this in my room. I'm just going to have this while I'm doing some work on the computer. The soup was in the pot, well, on the boil for 3 hours. So you can leave it for longer. I've left it for 6 hours before, but make sure you leave enough water because the water actually halved. And it's gone a bit oily because obviously the fat in the chicken as well, the bones, I think the gelatin comes out the bones and it goes into the broth. But really simple to make. I'll put the full recipe in the description below. You can kit it up however you want, and if you're not doing a carb backloading strategy, you can kit it up in so many more ways. But yeah, that's how mine looks. So it tastes pretty darn good. I'll do a taste test now, but I don't want to burn my tongue off and burn my mouth off. So I'm going to eat this. I'm probably not going to eat anything, I'd say, until around about 4:30. I might just have a shake then before I go to the gym, but this will last me. I'm just about getting my appetite back now, so I can eat 2 hours later. And when it comes to eating every 2 hours, I don't do that. This is just a coincidence, just because I need to fit it in. Like I said, I won't have anything until around 4 or 5, which will just be a shake. Then I'll train, and then I won't have anything till quite a bit after I train, so I'm going to go sauna straight after I train as well. Remember, it's upper body day. Time to see that pump going. I'm going to take my caffeine-free pre. I'm going to take the Ghost one today, actually. Just feel like the taste of that one. I've been using the bulk powder pump one. It's pretty good. It's very cheap. I'll say the Ghost one, just a little bit more of a pump on the Ghost one. Tiny bit more. But yeah, this is a great recipe as well for when you're doing low carbs. Even if you're not following low carbs and you just want to cut the carbs back just a bit, like soups, broths. This is high in fat. This is like 1,000 calories. I'll put the full macros on screen now so you can see. Heavily loaded in protein, full of minerals, and I added some salt as well. I didn't add any stock. You can add some chicken broth if you wanted to as well, and obviously that's gonna help me through my workout as well when it comes down to it, when I sweat out. But I'm gonna crack on with eating this, waiting for it to cool down obviously first, then doing some work, and I'll check in with you shortly. Okay, a great thing about cooking it for so long, the meat literally falls off the bone. Look at this. It's falling off the bone. It becomes so soft and tender like me. Look at that. That's unbelievable. So my hair's been snipped. It's about 6 hours later since I last checked in with you, since I last had that soup. That soup's made me full for a very long time. I'm just starting to get a tiny bit, I wouldn't even say hungry, just not even, no, I'm not getting hungry. Appetite seriously full from that soup. So soups are a great way to fill up if you're trying to cut as well. Really great way, almost too great to do on a bulk. But I'm seriously full, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drink this pre-workout. This is actually the bulk powders one. I realised that the Ghost still has a tiny bit of caffeine. It has like ECCG, like green tea extract, so a tiny bit of caffeine. And the reason I'm topless is I'm getting ready as well. I'm getting ready to go gym, train my upper body. So I'm going to drink this on the way there, and I will check in with you at the gym. It's going to be a serious upper body session. And can I get a thumbs up for this trim? This is one sick looking trim. Thumbs up, and I'll see you shortly. Okay, so welcome to my second upper body routine of the week. This upper body routine is followed from a legs routine on the Wednesday. So this upper body routine comes on a Friday, and my first one's on the Monday. So nice and spaced out between the first one, and it gives me a chance to fully recover my muscles and hit that upper body again. So hit the chest to start with. So chest is a weaker muscle. It has been since the injury. To be fair, it has always been a weaker muscle. So I start with the incline dumbbell press. I picked up 24s. 24s felt quite comfortable, but I didn't want to push it and go to 26, mainly because I couldn't find 26s. My target rep range here, 6 to 8 reps. And that's from on Monday. Well, I did 28 on flat dumbbell press. So 24 on incline on the Friday wasn't too bad. I mean, it's still injured. As you can see, the left chest looks deflated, but it is recovering my left chest, my left tricep, and my left shoulder. But still, it's still an imbalance. And next one, I done the seated rows. I done it with the wide bar. Just wanted to try the wide straighter bar and see how that felt, and it felt really good, to be honest. I'll be doing this for the next few weeks, 100%. It's the first time I've done it with this bar. Usually I do the close grip bar like most people do and just squeeze it at the top, but I didn't because I want to do T-bar. Well, I wanted to do T-bar rows later in the routine. So these, I really felt when you squeeze your shoulder blades together at the top motion, like squeeze them together and hold for like half a second to a second, and then pull back nice and controlled, not rocking back and forth, just tilting your body back slightly, leaning back ever so slightly, just not rocking back and forth. And then I went on to cable flies. This used to be my all-time favorite for chest, still is definitely up there with one of the best exercises I feel for chest, because you can get a squeeze at the bottom motion and a stretch out the top motion. And also there's lots of different angles you can work with and just make it a fun and effective exercise. So this ended up being a warm-up set, even though I didn't mean to do a warm-up set, purely because it wasn't enough weight. So this was a working set of 12.5 kilos on each side, and this felt pretty comfortable. I probably could have pushed it if there was a 13.5 kilos, but going straight to 15, I'd lose my rep range of 6 to 8. I didn't really want to do that as well. So maybe next week I'll try 15 and I'll go for 6 reps or something and see how I feel. But today, this day, working out, didn't feel like it. So then corner T-bar rows, started off with 50 kilos. You can't actually see the 10, but you can see the 220 discs. I thought this would be enough, but it turned out to be way too light. So the next set, I upped the weight. But with this exercise, it's really important to maintain a flat back and pulling all the way up. I widen the legs quite a bit purely because it's a more comfortable stance. You can go closer if you want, but I find that it is more comfortable going wider. So here, a total of 60 kilos. Nothing compared to what I was doing before the injury, but still felt good. I've really felt the squeeze at the top motion, upper rhomboids. It's hard not to rock with that exercise for sure. So next I went on to shoulders, just one exercise of shoulders, and that is front raises, dumbbell front raises, doing it with 10 kilos here, nice and controlled all throughout the motion. After this, I actually did biceps and triceps as well, so I did some chin-ups and some dips. Didn't have a chance to get that footage, but I did it, I promise. See you shortly. So I got my post-workout meal right here, and this is dinner. This is my final meal I'll eat. I've got 2 sockeye salmon fillets, and I've got about 250 grams of paella rice. I tried to make some sort of paella thing, but it became a bit too sticky. And to be honest, it was like paella in a rush, / on the go. / on the go, what am I talking about? I meant in a rush. So I made it in about 20 minutes. Usually be a lot better than this. But the difference between sockeye salmon fillets, sockeye is wild salmon. So sockeye feeds off stuff like prawns and other seafood, where the normal salmon, like the farm salmon, generally gets injected up and fed full of like pellets and stuff, and those pellets contain a lot of times like microplastics and stuff like that. And sockeye salmon is a lot better for you, higher DHA and higher EPA, just generally higher omega-3 fatty acids, and better quality as well. And also it's a lot leaner, to be honest. You would think it being more lean, they'll have less omega-3s, and that's not the case. It has more omega-3s compared to the 6s and 9s, which is exactly what you need for like concentration and to avoid inflammation, avoid depression, all that sort of stuff. For all the benefits of omega-3, you want to look no further than sockeye salmon. Anyway, last meal of the day, so I'm going to check out with you now. Full macros on screen for this meal, and then full macros for the whole day on screen. By the way, that workout cut slightly short. I finished off with some dips, as many as I could do, and then some bicep chins. But next time round, I'll show you the full workout. It's cut short because I had to rush it because the gym was about to shut. Trust me in my timing. I always go when the gym's about to shut. To be honest, I don't know what happened today. It just went by. Now it's 10 o'clock. I've got to be up for 7, so I better eat this fast because I'm probably going to get max 7 hours sleep tonight. But I always aim between 7 and 9 hours sleep anyway. I'll probably have a nap during the day at some point anyway. Going out at some point tomorrow night as well, so it don't matter, and I'm not working Sunday at all. So give this video a massive thumbs up, subscribe if this is your first time here. For all future videos, hit that bell notification. You'll be notified as soon as I post a video, and I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, keep pushing those limits.